You wouldn't think that that BC can get any more beautiful, but it just does. You're just like, how is this even possible? I don't get it.
The next stop was Vancouver Island. And the only way to get to Vancouver Island is by the ferry. This was the bottom of the ferry where we parked the car, and then that's the back of the ferry where they're closing the door to move off. And the only thing I didn't understand is that Victoria Island, Victoria, which is in Vancouver Island, let me get that right, is you have to pay to get there. It's a capital, but you gotta pay. You have to take a ferry because there's no bridge. I mean, there's no road. If the ferry was amazing, it was awesome to see. It was big and comfortable. It was Queen of Westminster, and you know, just looking around, it was a beautiful journey.
This is not Jamaica. This is definitely not Jamaica. This is like, whoa, freezing, but it's beautiful, eh? What I can say is that BC definitely has a lot of natural beauty. This is heading to Victoria Island on the ferry, BC's ferries, and it's very, very cold.
On a beautiful mountain called Beer Mountain on beautiful Vancouver Island. How many times did I say beautiful? That's because this mountainside was stunning.
Yo, we're in the wilderness. No, we're in a forest. It's called Beer Mountain. Beer Mountain. So it's on Vancouver Island. It's Beer Mountain. Beer Mountain. So they're telling me as a Jamaican that I can hike this hill and I may see bears. I may see bears. If I see any bear, they say I should just look away. Just walk where I'm going. And just walk along. If you see bears with cubs, just walk as far as you can, far away from them. Back, just go do this. Yeah, I don't know about Usain Bolt. I'd be like running like a million miles. No, honestly, I mean, this is an experience. If I see a bear, I'll tell you about it. I'll tell you what I do after it. So I promise you I'll be back. I won't be eaten by a bear because I promise you I'm gonna tell you when I come back. You know, so bears are there. I think they say the main things here will be wolf, beer, ooga. I don't know. Oh, should I go? Should I go? Yeah, man. We are doing the whole experience. We're doing the whole experience. We experience BC. Bam. Wrong way. Everything wants to go that way, even though I need to tour this way. Come on. Beer Mountain. Out we go. Boom.
All right, let me give you a little tour of the outside of the property we stayed at. Isn't this breathtaking?
Right here seems like a nice picture. Right, yeah? Crikey. Yeah. So this Beer Mountain.
Alright, so it's a brand new day. The aim was to go to Victoria and sightsee. So heading down the hill, the mountain. This was the view. There was some work happening on the road, but it was amazing because the mountain was on one side and then the sea was on the other side. If you look way out there, it was beautiful. I can say I gave BC 2 thumbs up for this view, because living on the hill and seeing all of that, that's beautiful too.
Place is beautiful still. We're gonna walk around a bit more, test the place out, see what it looks like. Well, it looks good. I mean, downtown Victoria looks good.
If you take your love away from me, I go crazy. If you take your love away from me, I go crazy.
Sign of Lekwangan. I hope I get it right. Lekwangan. Signs of
Can come.
Lekwangan.
Lekwangang, Lekwangang. Lekwangan,
Yeah, so-
you said.
And
Again,
this is, what is this? Commonwealth Games, August 18 to 28, 1994. And yeah, it was this is a massive horse. Hey, play, play.
he's like, what? Be fun.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys went on the ride. Nice.
So that was a little stroll around Victoria, downtown Victoria, and we had a wonderful host, Kennedy. And what's the horse's name again? Rennie. Look at Rennie. Beautiful, eh? So we're downtown Victoria. It's getting a little chilly. Let me just hold this up. Ooh. Once you're out of the sun, you'll feel it. But it's a nice little spot. A lot of stores here. You can grab your souvenir. Cool little vibe. Very cool vibe, eh? Very cool vibe.
So what did you think now, Ashley?
I want to live there.
That's the same thing. That's the same thing. The same thing Misha said.
I know.
She said, "I want to live there." You like it?
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
but-
No, it's good.
You sure?
Showcases Victoria really, really nicely.
Yeah, I think it did a good job at that. So, I mean,
Yeah.
in terms of a documentary or a series like this, like going around Canada and looking at the camera, that's where the camera is. But instead of like going around Canada and capturing some moments like that, what do you think? What do you think about something like that as a Canadian?
I mean, yeah. I don't know of anyone else doing it, although I've never looked. So, but yeah, it would be a nice seeing it through a perspective from somebody who isn't from Canada would
Yeah.
be more interesting anyway.
Yeah.
That way they get like the firsthand looks of like you were saying, beautiful, wonderful. Like the views are beautiful, and because it is just BC, and that's just one part of BC. You haven't seen
Many
you
parts.
guys you've driven through a little bit of it, but yeah, there's a lot to see in Vancouver or in BC.
What you saying a while ago about the building and the structure in Victoria, that wasn't one of the things that I looked at and I was like, wow, this reminded me of like a European kind of vibe, but it was it was nice. I mean, what you thought, like in terms of you being there, when you saw it for the first time, because it's different from different places in Canada.
Right. Yeah. Well, I'm used to like the square, like buildings like Calgary or Edmonton or the small like Red Deer kind of things. They're not old enough to have those like heritage buildings. There may be like some, but nothing compared to what we saw in Victoria. And then of course, when you eventually go to Vancouver, they've got some like beautiful, cool, like just intricate, detailed buildings that they have, along with of course like the natural beauty of it, which is a nice juxtaposition.
This part of the video, I'm putting on the screen now. This part of the video was, it just felt so. The best word to use is probably one of the most vague word, but nice. It just feel like it was just nice, It was.
Like you got the colors in the background there, and the beauty of that building. Like it's amazing that people built that hundreds and assuming thousands of years ago.
Long time ago. Yeah, but a long time ago. And the other thing too, you see, all right. When I never went in the water, so I don't know if I'm Jamaican, so I don't really go into all different waters.
So probably very warm.
Yeah, but the water, everything just felt so inviting, even though it was so cold. It wasn't freezing like Alberta, or but it was still cold at that time. But it still felt inviting. It wasn't. If I should incorporate like England, like sometimes you go to England, or, like which is different from Scotland. But England, you feel it's so grey, it's so cold, it's so. Yeah, I never got that from BC. I got more of a.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, man.
The water's just blue. There may be some algae here and there, but
that's all right. You can do it. That's okay. All right. Where are some of the places that you would recommend in terms of BC? Give me 5 places that you would recommend in terms of BC.
Well, I've only been anywhere across the Highway 1. So. And I haven't really stopped in any little towns, but I did stop in a place called Summerland, which is close to, while you're going down that highway. I can't remember what highway it is, actually. It's off of Highway 1. But when you're on your way to Penticton, there's these little tiny towns, Summerland, Peachland. They all have their little character towns, but they're super interesting. One, Summerland, I would recommend going there because that's where you can find, because they have a Summerland, I think it's Summerland Sweets, that you can actually get in grocery stores, but not to the extent of what you would get in the actual town and the shop that they have. So I would recommend stopping at Summerland Sweets because they have some amazing syrups and jams and also where it's located is in this little. You have to go downhill and up a hill. It's it's beautiful because it's in the middle of it's off of a mountain. So
that's Summerland, but I'm just gonna say something. That was one of the similarities too. I like the windy road. Just brought me back. Yes, the trees were different and it wasn't exactly similar, but the windy road brought me back to Jamaica. Country road kind of vibe. Yeah, it was a nice vibe. Yeah. The only thing, we have bigger leaves on our trees and more fruits, not just pine. I'm just if BC we could give it BC if BC got some palm trees, I think that would be amazing.
Go downtown Vancouver has some palm trees off of their beaches. Vancouver is obviously a place you need to go.
I've never been there. So the thing is, that's another place is on the bucket list to go to, and I think that probably before the summer ends, because I want to now when I start to making the videos now, I definitely have to be somewhere to make the content, see me, but also need to capture the beauty. But I'm realizing BC I can be there for a long time. Before so man. And last thing, in terms of getting to Vancouver, we have to take the ferry. That was one of the negatives or the cons, because if you live on the island to get back and forth. So I thought that was I don't know if they have special arrangement for people who live on the island, but
I'm not sure. I was thinking of that.
I definitely think that would have been very, very. It would have been much better if the people could get off, and I don't know. They probably have some special arrangement. I don't think that if everybody wants to go to Vancouver every time they have to, that's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Back and forth. So if anybody is watching this from BC, anything, just comment in the comment section about that, because probably somebody watches video and want to go and they're like, I want to live there, but it may cost you an arm and a leg just to get across the border every day. Yeah, man. Yeah. So the funny thing is that you used to live in BC, so you have an idea of the beauty of the whole place, right?
Yeah. I spent, 2014 to 2016, so 2 years there. That was in the it was in Vancouver, but I did travel a bit around the on the cruise ships and stuff like that. The little taxi boats too; those are fun to go on, and touring around is. You wouldn't think that BC can get any more beautiful, but it just does. You're just like, how is this even possible? I don't get it.
I have been capturing some more videos of BC, and I think I need to go there so much more to really put a smidge in my in my knowledge because it's so massive, you know. And
Yeah.
the thing is, you know, like coming from a small island and having so much beauty wrapped up in a small island, I still have a understanding of you know, the natural beauty. But when you go to a big place like BC and you see so much more of it, you're like, wow, when does it end? Yeah.
Yeah, it's just never ending.
Yeah.
And you've only seen part of it, so yeah, like you were saying, you need to see more.
Yeah, a lot more. And you living in BC, where are some of the parts that you would recommend, you know, for people who've never been there?
Like all along the highway, I think it's Highway 1. When you take it from Calgary all the way down, you see Banff. That's of course still in Alberta, but Banff, and then you see Revelstoke, you see Golden, you see Field, you see just all those little tiny towns are super interesting as well because they all have their own little thing about them.
Yeah, I think that's a good start to my little filming episode or epiwa. But I have some more same way, and I like people who are Canadian to give me feedback on it because a lot of people don't. Yes, you've lived in BC, so you've seen some of that.
Yeah.
But you have people all over Canada who's never been, have not seen the wildlife. You know, it's
and you're
it's
coming
very
from all the way from Jamaica.
yeah, and I yeah, but you know the thing is, I will always say this: so Jamaica is such a beautiful place, and sometimes when you're there, you get caught up in just being there and not going anywhere else. So a lot of people in Jamaica like, I'll stay there, but there are other parts in the world that can give you that natural beauty too. That is great. The only thing I can't deal with is the snow, but BC stays warm, eh?
It does. Once you get into like the Victoria, the Vancouver, and all that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
it stays relatively without snow. If anything, it's rainy more than anything.
More than snowing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, well, I never got the chance to go to Vancouver, so you've lived there, right? You live in Vancouver.
Yep.
So one of the days you probably have to go show me around, show me some of the sightseeing. I'll take the camera too.
Yeah.
What do you think? That'd be good? Can I make a date for that?
Sure. Pencil me in.
Yeah, man. Well, enough respect, same way. I just really wanted to, you know, showcase this little documentary.
Yeah, no, good.
And you like it?
Yeah.
Blessed love. So, have a wonderful rest of your day. I don't know if you want to say anything. You want to big up anybody in the world? You want to say big up to anybody? In Jamaica, we say, who you want to big up? And I say, I want to big up my mother. I want to big up my father, my sister, my brother, my auntie. Who you want to big up? Big up somebody. Big up some people.
My family.
Say my family.
My family.
Yeah, family. Amis. Yeah, enough respect, Ashley. Thank you for your time. I try not to impose myself too long, so have a great day.
You're welcome.
All right, bye-bye. All right.